Greetings, YouTube. There seems to be a bit of confusion going on in America at the moment. Americans seem to think that nudity is pornography. I mean, the most absurd example I can think of at the moment is the statue of David, Michelangelo's David, which is one of the widely accepted great works of art. I mean, like one of the greatest works of art ever. And uh, and yet Americans are upset because there's a statue of a nude man, even though that has been part of classical education for centuries. People would make pilgrimages when they were taking tours of Europe to see that statue. It has been replicated millions of times. It is in people's homes, it's in art galleries, it's everywhere. It is a great work of art. But it's not pornographic in the least. And I'm not really sure why some people have a difficulty telling the difference between pornography and nudity. It's why we have laws that say that a man's nipples can be shown, but a woman's can't, which makes no sense. A nipple is a nipple. And you're going to say, well, the man's nipples, no, isn't operational and the woman's is. So that makes about as much sense to me as showing a picture of a car that has no engine and showing me a picture of a car that does. I can't tell the difference from the outside. It's just a picture of a car. Why does it matter? And if it matters to you that the picture of the car with an engine in it is somehow offensive, while the picture of the car without the engine in it isn't, that's on you. That's a you problem. But people should be allowed to display classical art. They should be allowed to display modern arts. Nudity should be as acceptable as anything else in the world around us. I have absolutely zero problems with people who are nude everywhere. It's up to them if they want to get cold. Now, if have private property and you don't want nude people on it, then you can tell them that. But in public, I have zero problems with that. It makes no sense to me to have nudity laws, none whatsoever. I do accept that people don't want to see pornography in the public space. Okay, I have no problem with that restriction. So, what's the difference? You know, the old classic line is, I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it. I'm a little more pedantic than that. For me, pornography is a depiction of sex acts, either solo or with an object or a person. That's an act of pornography right there. You are simulating some variety of sex, and it's graphically visible. Now, what about a simulation of sex where nothing is visible? When you're not showing any kind of actual penetration or things like that, where a person is simulating it completely while clothed. Is that pornography? I don't think it's pornography. I think it's probably pretty funny, but I don't think it is. Because why would it be? If a person is simulating it, why does it matter to you? They're not doing it. You're not actively engaged in some form of sex act or penetration. So why does it matter? Because we live in a puritanical society, that's controlled by the patriarchy. Of course, the great irony is that the folks who are all penning these different restrictions and bans on classical art and on anything that even vaguely smells of the LGBTQ community are all at home rabidly typing away, doing search parameters for porn involving lesbians or people into the pony scene, or high heels or feet or some fetish of variety. They do this all the time. We know this. There's research that shows you which are the most popular search terms in their different areas for pornography, and it's quite interesting if you look at the United States how the search terms change from the different areas of our map. But they're there every day, and we know that the people who are most loudly decrying pornography in public are the ones who are consuming it in private. And I don't care if you consume it in private, as long as everything in the pornography you're consuming is legal. I don't care. If it isn't legal, well then you should be in cell somewhere. But if it is, I don't care what you consume. It's none of my damn business. And it's none of your business what I consume or your neighbor consumes. It just isn't. But nudity isn't pornography. Nudity's just nudity. It's a nude human. Who cares? How does that person being nude affect you? Are you terrified your child might realize that they have bodies too, just like I have a body? How do you think this makes nudists feel? It's baffling to me. Nudity is not pornography. We shouldn't confuse the two. And I'm tired of the Puritans in America trying to create laws that will be used to discriminate against minority groups and to control women far more than they control men. And it's vile and disgusting. But then again, this is an act of the social conservatives, and there is nothing that isn't vile and disgusting about social conservatism.